Hey guys, have you ever had problems with squirrels getting in your garden patch or eating your mushrooms that you're trying to grow outside? Well, when I started growing shiitake mushrooms on logs outdoors, I never realized that I was going to have to deal with squirrels trying to chew the bark off of my logs. And I put a lot of hard work into inoculating those logs, and I got to keep them safe from those squirrels. The first time I noticed the damage, I put up a basic fence made out of plastic, but that didn't work. The squirrels just ended up chewing through that fencing. So I had to step up my game and go with the heavy-duty metal fencing. And in this video, I'm gonna show you what I did, and hopefully it'll keep those pesky squirrels off of my shiitake mushroom logs. All right, guys, here we have it. Mushroom log fencing 2.0. So I wanted to use things that I had laying around in the garage because since coronavirus, I really haven't gone to any stores. And, I used to just take a ride to Home Depot whenever and pick up some wood. But been avoiding that for now. So just using what I had laying around. Luckily, I had some scrap wood and I had a lot of leftover metal critter fencing from when I built my garden. This is only a 2-foot piece that I would put around the base of my garden to prevent critters like rabbits or groundhogs chewing through. I can't keep squirrels out of my garden because there's no top on it, but with this top piece here and the way I close this in, I don't think those squirrels are gonna have a chance to get in here. So basically I just screwed some boards into the side of my shed. So lock them in, built the base down there, and then I just wrapped the fencing around and hooked it onto some screws here. So when I want to take these logs out, I'll just have to take a couple of screws off and this will pop right off. I'll put links to the fencing below in the description so you can check it out. This is 2 pieces of fencing here that I put together just by cutting it, and then you take the metal pieces and you just wrap them around and it makes a pretty tight seal. I also did that up top here to lock the fencing in. Just bend it like that. I chose this location for my mushroom logs because of the shade. The sun comes up over that way and doesn't really hit the logs until later in the day. It might come up this way, but the tree shade will keep the majority of the sun off of my logs, which is important. I don't want them to dry out. As you can see here, this log was heavily damaged by a squirrel. Took about 1/4 of the bark off of this log. These things are not easy to make. Between drilling the holes, pounding the plugs in, and the time that you have to let them sit to incubate for the mycelium to colonize the log. And some more squirrel damage there. But these logs are like perennials. They should last me 4 to 5 years or even more depending on how big they are. So the hard work is worth it when you're getting consistent flushes of mushrooms every year off of them. These logs over here are actually inoculated with oyster mushroom spawn. And last year I did get a couple of oyster mushrooms off of these, but nothing yet on the shiitakes. I'm hoping this year will be the year, but it takes 12 to 18 months for some of these logs to begin fruiting. Well guys, I hope you found that helpful. This would be a good setup to use if you're trying to protect some perennial plants or just anything you're growing. If you're having problems with squirrels, I used to live in Queens where we had more squirrels, but now that I live in the suburbs, it's still the same deal. Squirrels everywhere in New York. So hopefully this will keep them off of my logs, and I'll only have to worry about slugs. Alright guys, if you like that video, give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think in the comments, and subscribe to my channel. Have a great day, guys. Stay healthy, friends.